This is Juanki.
And this is Hulk.
And this is the J&H Podcast.
Which, at least learn our intro.
with a sticker.
Oh my God.
I'm with the more for a shaker.
Okay, we're gonna have to back you up.
And I'm with the more for a shaker.
Change up.
Oh, I thought it was a shaker.
No, it's a change up.
Getting rid of the... All right. Hello, hi. I am Juanki.
And this is the Incredible Hulk.
And welcome to the J&H Podcast.
Oh, yes. Listen, we were on one on the last podcast, so you guys better make sure you check it out. The Vacation.
The Vacation. 2023.
So we're going to jump right into it.
Right into it.
On the last podcast, we forgot to tell you the ending of the flight.
Well, yeah, there was this, the white couple with the children that they bought, with the child that they bought.
The gay guys.
And he was parading him around.
Up and down the aisle. With
You know, when I heard the baby crying, right? And I'm like, I can't believe there's a baby in first class.
I swear.
And I looked over my right shoulder and I saw the gay with it. He was just shaking it. And he had that stupid look in his face.
He had that weird old grin. That's that, like...
But I told you what that was.
No,
that's the gaze of somebody who is
heavily medicated.
Medicated, yeah.
But you know what it
medicated.
is? I think that he was one of those gays that just wanted everyone to say, look at me, look what I have a baby.
Well, here's the thing.
We're fathers, we're gay.
Fast forward to the amazing experience we had, and now we are in the VIP lounge coming back as we wait for the...
God.
Guess who walks in?
I forgot about that.
The gays and the baby walk in.
The gays. On the way there,
pushing
the
the stroller with like 3 bags. Like you could tell, okay, we get it. You're brand new parents. You bought the baby. You know, she had it in the oven for you.
I'm sitting there and I hear this crazy noise. I'm thinking,
engine
I was like,
cranking
are
up.
they waxing the floors while they're in here? And Juanki had to tell me that this mother effer is pushing this baby around the VIP lounge with a sound machine.
A sound machine.
And it was like white noise.
But it wasn't white noise, because white noise is usually calming, soothing noise.
Okay, so what was this, like a dying banshee?
I had to put 2 and 2 and 3 together, because it was a lot happening.
There was a lot.
He was pushing the stroller, there was a sound machine, it was a baby crying, and then he had this sheet that he took out, and this is when I realized what was going on.
Like Michael Jackson when he dangled the baby over the balcony with the white sheet?
Yeah. But this was like a cocoon situation that enveloped the whole fucking stroller.
Yeah.
And then I realized, based on stuff that I have seen, that the kid must be autistic. And he was wrapping him in this cocoon with that machine.
I've seen that before.
To calm him down and stuff like that.
But it didn't work.
And the baby did look funny.
He looked different. How about that? Not different. You could tell that he had developmentally delayed issues.
Well, you know, it almost reminded me of, Family Guy.
We're not doing this. Go ahead, Family Guy.
You know the alien in Family Guy?
That's American Dad.
Yes, the alien.
Roger.
Yes, the head structure. The head structure
Roger
reminded me of that. Yeah,
I love Roger.
Yes.
You know who you remind me of Roger? Not in looks, because obviously you're
Tread
sexy.
lightly, honey.
But the way that he
You do want to have a good evening on the bed, right?
Yeah, of course. Just like that vacation, And, speaking of that, hold on. First, let me finish with Roger. You and Roger, because Roger is like very high. He likes the finer things. And he reminds me of you when he doesn't get the finer things, the way he looks at things.
And doesn't he have like a British accent too?
He has a bunch of different accents because he's a bunch of different characters. It's so stupid, but I love it. But let's talk about that, our experience in the bed in DR, right? So we were watching some things, when we were chilling. And I guess this situation happened where this guy was dating someone for like a year, and he was talking online about how he gave him oral sex or performed oral sex on him while he was asleep. And then me and you had a discussion like, is that rape? Because technically it's rape. And then you said you can't.
I can't what?
Rape a
willing participant?
No, a partner or...
Oh, yeah, you can't rape a husband or a wife.
Yeah, I didn't want to speak for you. So.
Yeah, no, you can't rape. No, you took it on. We've been dating.
I'm not sure about that. Well, I know, listen, let me tell you, it's a lot of weird things with the law now where people are sensitive and crybabies. So under the eyes of the law, I can't consent in my sleep. So therefore,
but we're not talking about friendship. We're not talking about just dating. We're talking about marriage. We are in a marriage.
But rape is literally the lack of consent. So
this is true.
By law, he technically so do you think that he?
But I want you to explain the whole thing because, and this is from I saw this in social media from a different app, right? From one of the live streaming apps that are out there, right? This couple that have been dating for a year and under the secrecy of we're not letting anybody know, right? Mad Day came around, so all these stories are coming out. So the young man, and I call him young because he was 26, and the older guy is 41.
Okay.
The older guy is overweight, not the best of looking.
Paymaster.
He's a paymaster, has the financial means to take care of the sugar baby, and the sugar baby was all for it. Eventually, the sugar baby was like, something went down, and so it broke off. It was messy. And he was like, well, at least he didn't get my penis, right? And he was like, oh, no. Remember the day that we were drinking? They had been drinking. They were on a yacht at one point. They were drinking. We all saw it on the app because they were streaming it.
Everything live,
right?
Because that's what they do
They
now.
they went, they drank. He said that the bigger guy, the 41-year-old guy, they got to the hotel and he wasn't feeling well, so he went to to throw up and then also to take a shower. The younger guy, first they laid down, and the older guy says that the younger guy kept poking him with the erect penis.
Oh, that means it's go time.
Exactly. So he said, oh, this is go time, just like you said. So he went and he was feeling a little nauseous. He went to the restroom just to get himself together. He took a shower.
Cleaned himself
said,
up.
Yes. He said he came out. He was putting all types of scented oils in every folds. Because he's a heavy set guy. He's heavy set. And he's a candidate for the lap band surgery and everything, right? So he said he had his little moo-moo on and making it. And then he came back out, and the guy, the boyfriend of a year, was snoring, but the pole was standing erect and at attention.
Yes. So
he went and he baby,
and did what he had to do.
And he did what he had to do. And they all went to sleep.
So now that they're mad at each other, they're saying that you assaulted me in my sleep.
Exactly.
So my question is, do you think that's rape?
No, I don't.
It's not rape to me.
It's not rape because you
married,
already poking me.
and we're together. And
Right.
we've obviously been in intimate situations. And I feel like as a partner, it is my job to make sure that you are satisfied. So like, let's say when I wake up, before, and my penis is in other places, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, you're raping me. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to, enjoy.
Well, my thing is, like, if you are if you're a husband, if you're married,
Or in a long-term committed relationship.
Exactly. Technically, you're supposed to be enjoying it. You're supposed to love the person that you're with. That I think it gets into the gray areas where you have the sugaring situation.
And
everybody wants to have a sugar daddy until it's time to give that sugar to the daddy.
But my question is this: if you have a sugar baby that never gave you the sugar and it's been a year, and you decide to get a little lick of the lollipop for the first time while they're passed out, how do you feel about that situation?
I feel like, well, you are a whore.
I mean, you are. Yeah, right.
You are a whore. I've been paying into this layaway. It's time for me to go collect my merchandise. No, I think that best practice is to always get consent, of course.
Yes.
I don't understand why somebody would try to go at somebody where they're dead asleep and can't respond back and can't moan or feel it or whatever. I don't understand that.
I mean, if
I can understand if you start doing it and you pass out. That has happened to me with you.
I've actually stopped, and then it's happened, and I stopped because I was like, nah. Like, even though I don't feel like you're going to wake up and say, Hulk raped me. But I just don't want to. I just know a lot of crazy things has happened.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to be putting. It just gave me a bad feeling.
And I don't want to wake up to the sounds of, he's fighting back. He's fighting back. What do I do? He's fighting back.
Fake Stanley.
I wouldn't want to wake up to inside joke. I wouldn't want to wake up to that. But no.
Oh my God.
In a marriage situation, I think, I guess technically everything is possible, but I think that the lines are more blur and gray and not so solid when you have been dating somebody for a very long time, when you are a sugar baby or a prostitute in the exchange of a transaction.
Yep.
And obviously when you're married.
All right. Well, nicely said. I agree. Also, a lot of things have happened while we were just on vacation, and I just want to talk about it all. You cool
Run
with that?
through them. Go ahead.
The thing that happened with Saucy Santana in the club.
Which one? Because there's many.
I'm a celebrity.
Oh, when he grabbed his Birkin and ran the fuck out of there, he looked like he had two left feet when he was walking out.
He said,
he almost tripped on his own.
Walk.
Yeah, exactly. He walked.
He put this in fast forward.
But here's the thing. I thought he was dating that Cell character.
He is.
So he left his boyfriend And they still dating right now?
They're still dating, and it was something to the effect of he's trying to protect his brand. We keep hearing this brand shit. So then, now we can agree to disagree. You said that you don't think he should have left him.
Absolutely not.
I say he shouldn't have put him in that situation for him to leave him.
No.
All right. So my take on it is, you are the face, you are the money, you are the brand. I am your husband, and some shit pop off. The first thing that I'm gonna do is make sure that you.
Let me ask you something. They are a 40/40 club, if they're still open. I think 40/40 club closed.
I think the one in New York did.
Yeah.
Just closed.
Okay. There's an event at 40/40 club. Beyonce and JC are up in there, and JC has gotten into a situation. You think Beyonce's gonna be whisked away from her husband into an Escalade and pulled away?
So let me tell you the difference.
Do you think she's going to throw hands on a bitch?
I mean, she didn't do shit when Solange was whopping him up in that elevator.
Exactly, because she wanted it to happen. She actually did do the most important thing. She moved back out of the way
and let him get mopped.
Exactly what I'm going to do. Every and any time somebody tries to come at Hulk, I'm just going to slide out the way and put my back towards the wall and retrieve my cell phone and begin to call the attorney.
That's it.
But okay, do you think that she's just same thing with any other rapper that you can put down?
I don't think that's like that though, because you got to understand that he has to be booked in clubs. The minute that he's a rapper, he's a performer. People already feel some type of way about rappers.
But he's not. We're not talking about somebody who has done shit.
Okay, he was shot in Miami.
Okay, but
and then you
I can show you a whole bunch of homies in the hood that got shot every other day.
I get it though. No, but this is different though. But he's a rapper. He's trying to book these little clubs because he's not Beyonce. He's not Jay-Z. He's not gonna book these big ass stadiums. He has to book these little clubs, get paid a couple $100, maybe $1,000 or $2,000. I think, and they're not gonna do it. He had enough time to say.
I think he had enough time to come up with the excuse of I'm trying to protect my name. Saucy Santana doesn't have a motherfucking name.
He doesn't. But I wouldn't want you there.
Saucy Santana. He's not even I would put him at the community level. I would put him at the open mic black. I would put him at the black party.
But he's trying to build, and
which is fine. But let me tell you something. As a quote unquote rapper, right? You want to be about that. You want the thug. You want to be about that. I'll take your man and I'll fuck him right in front of you, and I'll fight any bitch in this club and the whole night. 50 Cent, didn't he get shot a whole bunch of times?
Yeah, but no one would sign him.
But what
no one would let him do anything. It literally took him to go.
I'm just saying that
it comes
the
with it.
Background and the foundation of rappers
is violence.
It's not run away because of my brand. They don't give a F about the brand.
Well,
on the contrary, they see that as a way to push their brand even more.
But I think now it's different because everybody's fake.
Now imagine this. Imagine if Saucy Santana would have stayed there, fought alongside with his man,
got locked
got
up,
a couple of licks in,
caught a felony.
No, it wasn't a felony.
I mean, it could have been.
But let's just say, got locked up. They all got out within the next day. All of them got, and I'm sure he had the means to get out, or somebody was gonna get him out. I honestly, when thinking and looking at the whole spectrum of the business that it is rap music and what they're trying to do, that actually will catapult him more than what he just did with a Birkin.
Okay.
Even as a homosexual.
I don't know. Well, maybe I'm looking at it as the way I would protect.
Okay. Well, let me just say this. What about when homegirl from the Bronx, Cardi B, ran up on
Nicki Minaj
at the Met Gala?
That's some ghetto shit.
Okay. Did it not catapult her even more?
Well, Cardi B is, because that's her brand. Is ratchet ghetto hood rap, but
which is rap, right?
I get it.
So Saucy Santana, if you want to be a ballroom singer, and when I say ballroom, I mean like that, the voguing scene and the whole night, they're not about throwing hands. They're all about just dissing. They're Birkins. They're running out the way.
And that's why he decided to run, because he.
Okay. So Saucy Santana is a commentator at the ball. That's it.
Okay. So he's just the MC. Well, I'm gonna just say, if we were in a car, we got pulled over by the cops, there was drugs in the car, you are Saucy Santana and I am Zell, I'm going to take the charge because you are
well, let me just say this, honey. I wouldn't be in a car with there's drugs in it.
Well, I'm saying if
and
we
yes,
were them,
I have been the type of person in the past, in my younger years, when I have friends, and I have my own cars, but if I ever needed to be in somebody else's car, I knew exactly who I was with. And if I didn't know them, I would ask them to open up the trunk. before and the glove compartment.
You're very outspoken.
Before I will get in anybody's motherfucking car.
Well,
I did it.
I'm pretty sure I was in some cars, so I can't speak for that. So
but I'm just saying.
Moving along.
Yes, thank you.
All right. So something else that happened was with Erica Mena and Spice. Love and Hip Hop.
I know.
She was talking about the kids, and then she called her a blue monkey. I thought that was funny. Do you think that she should have been fired?
Here's the thing, and I'm gonna just put the disclaimer: I'm not an Erica Mena fan. I'm not a Evelyn Lozada fan.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm not. That type of female reminds me so much of females in my own family, which I don't engage with. It's a turnoff. I've never liked their representations.
Yeah.
But I also understand that in order for them to be represented, they needed to give the camera people material. And the editors and the sound people, the sound bites to make them look that certain way. So I don't blame Mona Scott for the demise of Black and Latina women on the no. These bitches got up there, they did what they had to do, they got their paychecks, they got bumped up every year, every season, and they came back and kept acting up a fool. Should she had
been fired for that?
Absolutely not, because this whole situation goes right on brand.
That is true.
This situation goes right on brand. I have actually heard worse things said.
I mean, we've seen Jocelyn Hernandez
clear a whole motherfucking stage. We have seen drug use. We have seen all types of women. All types of things.
I agree.
All types of things. So what made this different? Aside from the fact that we're not. Aside from the fact, and I understand that now these shows have become big entities that have HR departments and
blah, blah,
no, they always have had investors. I'm talking about there's more regulations now. It's really jobs. Like people don't see this as jobs.
Correct. How can you be politically correct though in Love and Hip Hop?
Well, what I was gonna say was it's some brand. It's not like we were watching a live stream. This was recorded 6 months ago?
Yep.
Edited, and they chose to put it out.
Still, knowing what was in there. I agree.
Aside from the fact that we don't know what led up to that heated discussion like that, because it is an edited program. So they could have been sitting together for the whole 3 fucking hours discussing everything with people telling, okay, talk about this now, talk about this now, talk about this. That's how this shit works.
Yeah.
To get the sound bites and the whole, and building it up that way. Right, and building it up that way. So we don't know what else she said. It's interesting that I recently saw this morning, a couple of days ago, about a week ago, it was she's been fired.
It's done.
Now, did you see the change now?
No, what happened?
Now the statement that was given by Love and Hip Hop, a new statement, is that she will not appear next season.
Which means that they're gonna give her.
She's gonna come back a season later.
And she's gonna be redeeming herself. This shit sounds like a storyline. Now that you're just.
That's Google it. The thing is that she won't appear next season. She hasn't been fired. She just won't appear next season. And Love and Hip Hop, it's notorious for putting people what I call on ice, which is like they'll do 3 seasons and then they'll take a break because it is taxing. They'll take a break and then they'll come back the next season after that. So this is probably Erica's break, exactly.
Okay, so and what about Little Scrappy when you saw when he was talking all that? Oh, it's effed up. They put him in his scene.
And then he backpedaled and pussy popped.
And then the next day he said, "Oh, it was messed up."
I'll tell you what happened. Yeah.
What happened?
Mona Scott said, "Oh, this what he said? Oh, wait, this what? Can I get one of my 3 assistants to bring me off phone? I need a phone and get that motherfucker on the phone."
You think she called and threatened him?
And she spoke to him for 30 seconds. And then he got on his live and backpedaled and pussy popped.
Because he's seen that check being ripped up in his face.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
I don't think that she should have been fired. I don't think it's...
She's not fired.
Well, I don't think that...
She just won't appear.
But I feel like they purposely made her... Well, they did purposely make her look like this. And it's all for a storyline to get everybody engaged. And this is... Like I always say, publicity.
And here's the thing.
Bad.
Here's the thing. The other thing is that I saw some of her responses this morning. And he said that she does not take anything that she said back.
I wouldn't either.
And that it is what it is, pretty much. I'm pretty sure they said, okay, look, we're taking too much heat on this. We'll put you on ice for next season. We'll still give you a small cut, a small paycheck for next season. You just won't appear. And then you're coming back the following after that.
That's it.
That's what it is.
And she said, thank you.
She said, thank you. I can use the break. It's just because she has been shooting a lot.
Yeah.
During COVID, these people actually went into like a mansion, different seasons, and they were still shooting, like they were looking past scenes. They were looking at past scenes, like revisiting past
past episodes.
And like reconciling and stuff like that. And so they were still working throughout COVID.
And I think that was like the most stressful time to be working. I feel like that's like that
yeah,
whole
but when
COVID,
you need to pay.
No, I mean like even for us, like right now, I feel like the COVID that we didn't get a break for COVID,
right.
and I feel like it's catching up to us now.
I feel that.
I feel like
that
it's like jumping down our throat.
I do
the
feel
fear
that.
and anxiety of being out here hustling still, and trying not. And then we caught it, and we were trying not to catch it, and worried about family, and still had to pay our bills because we wasn't one of the people on unemployment or still in those PPP loans. Oh, speaking of PPP loan, did you see that chick influencer who just got locked up? And I think, I don't know exactly how many years she got sentenced to, but she used the money to buy luxury vehicles and get mad plastic surgery.
I did not know.
And now she's going to jail.
Good for her.
That's crazy.
Good for her.
Said, and the funny part is they said, she's a social media influencer.
So she has
how
to
many
have
followers
these things.
she has?
How many?
30,000.
That's not
I said, what? She's just a crook.
That's not an influencer.
That's bots.
That's not an influencer.
Get out of my face with that. I seen something with Beyonce and Jay-Z.
What about them?
That $200 million mansion in LA. And I was listening to the Breakfast Club, and they were saying like, what the hell does someone do with $200 million? And remember, we did talk about this previously. We had like a nice little back and forth because I was like, I didn't know that Beyonce can't go to restaurants. And I was like,
it was like Michael Jackson.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
I didn't
Michael
even know
Jackson.
that was a thing.
Yeah.
Until I heard Charlamagne say that.
But what do you think that why is it that you don't see her in restaurants? Because she can't. Diana Ross, you don't see Diana Ross in restaurants.
Would you
either.
see me in a restaurant if I had money? Period. It's not. I didn't think
they don't need to. Like, why would they want to be with all these people when we're like,
because normal. Like, I think that I would get. This is why I always said that I would rather be rich than famous. Like, I would rather be. I don't want people to.
You could be famous and not have money. So of course
I would
you want
rather
to be rich better than famous.
No, the reason why I'm
there's
saying
a lot
is
of famous people that don't have, they can't make their bills.
But they still get harassed by people. They still know they can't show up at certain places.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
I don't want to be that. Like, and I get that now that $200 million mansion comes in handy when you can't go nowhere else. It kind of like blew my mind. Like, I would rather be normal than to have to live like that. Like, would you? Like,
I've never wanted fame.
No.
Ever. I've never wanted fame. And even as a theater actor and Broadway actor and all that, I like the simplicity of being on a New York City stage. You make good money. Yeah, some people know you that are clued into the circle, but you could slip right out with the audience and go home on your train, which is what I used to do. So, I just want solid, stable money and generational wealth.
Yeah.
I don't give a F. I don't give a F who knows me or does not know me. And I would prefer for folks to not know me. Because then they feel comfortable and then they want to ask for shit. And now you're going to put me in a position where I have more than you and I'm going to look at your eyes and say no.
They put their hand down, you're going to go, get that shit out of my face.
Get that fucking hand out of my What you begging for?
Yeah, I know, right?
Do I say bank in my forehead?
Salvation Army? Like,
if you don't get your begging ass out of my fucking security.
Listen, with all these migrants, well, recently you heard the mayor say that New York is going to run out of money. The deficit is killing it. They said that they're going to have to cut services because they just have an influx of too many migrants. What's your take on that?
I honestly find it very difficult to comprehend how we are spending millions and millions to the tune of billions now on people who have never paid a red cent into taxes, were not born here, do not belong here, and pretty much broke into our land.
Yeah, he was saying it.
I find, and this is the one thing that's really going to decide who I vote for come any election, the mayoral elections, the governor election, the president election, the fact that Washington has been mute because they know it's red tape and they don't want to touch it.
They do not
Meanwhile,
touch
New
that.
York City, I am witnessing New York City going straight to motherfucking hell. Straight to motherfucking hell.
It's sad to watch, especially
Straight to
after the
motherfucking hell.
pandemic.
Because this idiot wanted to get up there and say, "Oh, come one, come all," and now
they're all coming.
You called them, and now they're trying to expedite working permits. What do you think that's going to do? It's going to give them more of an incentive to come up here. Oh, now, look, it was all of us in mass. Now we got this. Next, we're gonna get that. I really find it, and it's heartbreaking when I go to work and I have to walk over homeless people who are American, black, white, brown, all types of color, veterans with signs. And I understand that the veterans have their VA and how come they're not in the VA. But a lot of these people have mental illness, PTSD.
A lot.
You know, they don't trust these systems, these organizations.
Which they
shouldn't.
So
these people who defended us, who fought for our country, people who are mentally ill, they're in the street, hungry, homeless, a mess. And these strangers that are being bused from Texas get room, board, healthcare,
food.
They get food, they get stipends, they get a Metro
stamps.
card, they get clothes.
And they can't even do that for their own citizens, and I think that's crazy.
I don't, and I'm glad that people are protesting, but this is what's going to hand over the country to the Republicans.
Speaking of that, you know, you've had this thing where you said that you would never live in a red state, or you didn't want to live in a red state. So you realize that New York has a very high chance of going red. So my question is, are we leaving?
I don't think New York is going to go red. I think the presidency is going to go red.
I think New York is going to flip. I really think it is, because people are tired of it. And, you know, and the crazy thing is, I was listening to Adam say that now people are coming from West Africa. There's Russians.
Yeah.
There are people coming from everywhere now, coming from the Mexican border, because it's open season down there. So they're flying down to Mexico and just walking right into America. And I'm like, this is like literally an escalator or a revolving door. I don't know, because on one side of the coin is you see all these people saying, oh, they're stealing American jobs. You know how many open jobs there are that aren't being filled, that these Americans don't want?
No, but the thing is, the results of what's happening right now is going to be witnessed in the next couple of decades.
Yes, it's always like that.
So my thing is this: if we ever decide to have a child and they go through school and stuff like that, they're going to have even more harder to go out there and get like good jobs, because these people, I'm not worried about the ones that are just crossing the border right now. I'm worried about the generations after generations that are now going to be born here, be American citizens. Exactly. That's what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about when my seeds are going out there to try to get what's rightfully theirs. Now they have to compete with one generation and it's just one generation.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about they came here and they built the country. No, I'm talking about these people that just came and dropped the baby. And now that baby is competing with our baby, who's generations after generations after generations
has already been here. And then of course their parents had a head start. And that's the crazy thing too, because they are technically getting a head start above people who are already here. Like, they don't care to help.
They're getting
everything,
room and board. They're getting
5-star hotels.
They're getting a hand
4-star
up
hotels
versus the people in the street that are Americans that are mentally ill, or that, you know,
they just get sent
to jail. Homeless, right?
So how are these people here illegal don't go to jail, but then people who are homeless that are loitering and just sleeping in train stations that won't leave go to jail? And I think that is crazy.
There's over 100,000 of them now in New York City since the beginning of.
Well, 500,000 left, and died and stuff because of COVID. So it's not really that bad. But the problem is,
but how many came back? See, we don't know how many came back.
It's not even that. It's just that, remember, the 500 that died or left, they were actually
it's not that died. They left.
Yeah, I'm saying they were contributing to the economy.
500,000 were. And we're coming up with the 500,000 because there were 500,000 mail forwards.
Yeah.
Mail forwards from the post office.
Yeah.
What?
Change of address.
I couldn't hear you.
My bad.
So out of those 500,000, I'm sure many came back once the city opened up again.
That's true.
You know.
But I'm saying that at least out of the 500,000, majority of them were putting into the economy with jobs and
absolutely.
paying rent. And now we have 100,000 of people that are literally just taking.
All right.
They're not giving nothing. They're just taking. So that 100,000 is doing a lot more damage. Yeah. I don't see it getting better.
It's not going to get better.
And I don't know what else this country could do. I think America is going to shit shit. Like, you got the Russians out here just disrespecting everything and flying planes close to our planes, and China putting their ships next to our ships and fucking invading space that they're not supposed to be in, flying balloons over us, and the Russian subs coming up off the coast of Virginia. I'm like, yo, like, they have no respect for America no more.
Well, we had a president named Trump who was a clown.
They didn't do it during Trump though.
And then a lot of stuff happened during Trump.
None of the shit I just named.
Okay, well, I don't know. I don't have a map and a calendar in front of me, so I'm not going to say that, but I'm going to say that the Trump era led to a lot of the issues that we are to. It's always like that. Whether it was just like the era of Obama led to a whole bunch of shit that happened during the Trump. It's just how it happens. Hence why I'm saying I'm not concerned about the ones that are crossing now. I'm concerned about the generations that are going to drop here, and then they're going to have to compete with our generations.
Well, I know that Donald Trump said that if he became president again, he was going to get rid of that. If you have a baby and you're illegal and your baby is a citizen.
Yeah, but what about the millions that have, the thousands, the 100,000s that before he, during this period now or whatever. It's like
I get what you're saying.
I think honestly, if you don't have the proper documentation to be here, you need to be collected and taken back to the border.
Oh my God, collected? I think that we should just stop letting them in.
No, I think that there should be a paddy wagon going around and collecting everybody who's not supposed to be here and be returned to where they need to be at. Period. Point blank.
Fuck it. I agree.
And this whole thing, all these millions of bitches coming across talk about, warfare. Like, everybody's gonna claim warfare.
Yeah. And
everybody's gonna claim asylum.
That is true.
You understand what I'm saying? Everybody's
going to claim
whatever.
The people, because the southern border is so weak. Now it makes sense. It really is. I don't think it was when Trump was saying it, but it definitely is now. The crazy thing is that there are people coming in now from Russia, from China, through the southern border, and all this shit that's happening right now. You don't know who these people are. Even people from the Middle East, you don't know who these people are. Right. And now they can basically
and you have
say
a mayor in New York City asking you to take one into your spare bedroom.
The place that was hit during a terror attack, the largest ever in America, and you're just letting undocumented, unnamed, just dangerous people that you don't know who the fuck these people are. So yeah, no, they need to leave. It's not safe like that no more. That's just my 2 cents on that. Recently, before we left, there was an incident that happened where this chick allowed another chick to come live with her. And then she tried to, claim squatter rights, take over her property. You know what I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about. And all I have to say is, I would have gone to jail that night.
Yeah.
I would have gone to jail. I would have been on the news. I would beat that bitch to the pulp. She would want to leave after I was done with her. And I don't give a fuck that she was a senior citizen.
She would have never been a senior citizen.
I don't give a damn that she was a senior citizen. I would have. Well, first of all, I don't do that.
Yeah, that was going to be the question.
I don't do that.
Like,
no.
when people coming to live with us, like, the policy that we have.
The policy is my mother, my father, period.
Yeah.
Because everybody else, including my siblings, I expect them to be strong enough to go out there and do what you got to do.
But if something did happen where they were displaced and needed something,
of course,
that's different.
My immediate family. Yeah, so I should say my immediate family.
But outside of that, cousins and uncles.
Oh, no.
Absolutely not.
It would be the people I grew up in the house with, my mom, my dad, my siblings. Period.
I agree. And I don't even let friends come in here.
But the thing is that, I have siblings that are so solid that I know that they will always figure it out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I say my parents, because obviously as parents age, you become their caretakers, and that's a given.
Yeah.
But my other siblings, I'm so solid, and they're just very responsible. Like, they have a backup for a backup for a backup. So
exactly.
You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I'm not bringing nobody has ever asked me if they could sleep on my couch, not even one night, because they already know how I get down.
They know the answer is no.
Yeah, like
so no one.
And then I'll turn it around and say, "See, I can't believe that you're gonna put me in this situation
to tell you no."
Because you know already my answer. But now you're trying to make me look like the bad guy. So I'm really gonna evaluate this friendship, because clearly you're trying to make me feel and look a certain way.
So they're trying to manipulate you.
If you knew me, you knew not to have me some bullshit like that. Okay?
Yeah, we don't even let people in here now. No one's been in here.
No one has been here.
No one has been here.
And I love it like that, except for maintenance people and the workers.
Yeah. We still have. We haven't even had a housewarming yet.
No, for what? I send a video of all the angles and I put it in the family chat.
You know what my biggest fear is?
What?
Bed bugs. I don't want people in the house. I don't trust people. I know that people are very dirty, and I
don't hang with dirty people. So
no,
I don't know who you talking about.
I'm saying I know that in general people are dirty. Our family can come, but outside of that, I don't invite friends here. I wouldn't have a party here.
I wouldn't. Friends don't even know where I live.
I know. I it's so funny. I just talked to one of my boys. He doesn't even know that I'm back in New York. He's like, "Oh, you still down?" I was like, "Yeah." I won't tell people. I don't. When people see me, they see me, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm just not that type of person.
Yeah. And it's okay to say no. I learned this a long time ago. The answer is no. Because the answer is no.
No explanation.
I don't have to give you an explanation. But because I understand that you are asking for one, I'm going to give you my explanation.
And what is that?
Because no.
A lot of people are afraid to use the word no.
I know. And I learned that in my early 20s. It kept me out of a lot of mess. It might have make me look a little antisocial and standoffish and stuff like that, but a lot of the bitches I grew up with are dead right now, so...
Oh my God.
They are. They made poor choices, got sick, and died.
And next topic.
I'm just saying.
God.
So because I said no, and I was antisocial and standoffish to the corner and judging,
survived?
I'm alive today, yes.
I'm still alive.
With a good health profile, knock on wood.
What you mean knock on wood? Of course you're talking about sexual health or just in general?
In general.
In general. Got it. Oh yeah, of course. Oh my God, knock on wood twice. People kicking out their kids. How do you feel about that? Because the thing that we saw, if you want to explain it, there was like a little panel and they were talking about how black people kick their kids out.
I don't think black people kick their kids out. I always thought, and I was under the understanding based on what I've seen, but then again, you have to understand how I got this information. I got this information from shows like Maury Povich, okay? Where I'm 16 years old. I'm gonna have sex and I'm gonna do it all night. And you know, and it was always the white girl and the mom. She's driving me crazy. I don't know what I'm gonna do. She needs to get out of the house.
She hit me.
I'm gonna send her to boot camp. I went to boot camp and I fought the boot officer. And just like that, right?
Yeah.
So I never really saw black people or Latino people. And I know with Latino people, you never leave. You never leave. They never ask you to leave. And you can always come back home. I thought it was the same for black people. I thought it was only white people that would kick their children out at 17 and a half.
Well, I think it's just stupid parents that do that. But so now, I would say when we were younger, it wasn't a thing like that. I feel like when you weren't following the rules, and a lot of people don't believe in rules these days. A lot of these Gen Zers are very entitled. So I can actually see that now being a just a broad thing. Like the way these kids act. Like, look at this whole tipping situation. This shit is getting out of hand. You don't think this
But I don't
is
think the
getting out of
tipping
hand?
situation is a generation Gen Z thing. I think the
Gen X.
tipping... No, I think it's an establishment thing. I think it's an establishment
So what
thing.
does that have to do? Okay, when we went to the grocery store and, you know, in New York, they don't have plastic bags anymore. We have to bring these goddamn bags ourselves. And there's a tip jar right there. And all the cashier did was beep, beep, and we have to bag it. And there's a tip thing there. At the drive-thru at McDonald's, whatever, tip things there. Everybody wants a fucking tip. And you think that it's a corporation thing or people feeling like they're entitled?
No, I think when you go to Starbucks and you are paying and the iPad gives you, that's a corporation thing. I think when you go to Dunkin' Donuts and the iPad is giving you, that's a corporation
So what about
thing.
at the drive-thru when
Because
it's just a cup that says we like tips?
I think that when it's a cup at a place like a Dunkin' Donuts or like a corporation like that, they have had to clear that by the corporation. I'm pretty sure.
No.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so. But what I'm saying, you think the grocery store people cleared that with the...
Well, you saw that the guy is standing right there. There's no way that he doesn't see those jars.
But they don't care. I think that this whole tipping situation where everybody... Like, I seen that little video where the dude delivered the $20 pizza to that house and then said, oh, this is a big house for a $5 tip. And I'm like, that's more than 20% though. Like, so how was that an issue?
Well, listen, just to be very clear, quite frank, and we are excellent tippers. I am an excellent tipper. I do believe that there's certain roles and positions that do not require tipping. If your job is to deliver items and you deliver the item, why am I tipping you?
Oh, wait, what do you mean? Like Amazon?
Any type of delivery that comes to my door and expects a tip.
Well, I think that is different when it's like fast food. Like if we order Chinese food and they deliver it, I think that they deserve a tip.
Well, we can agree to disagree on that.
You don't think so?
No, I think that things like tipping should be reserved for sit-down service. Mm-hmm. Okay, sit-down service. It was always customary to tip your drivers and your haircut people, your hairdressers. Driver, haircut people, and if you do any spa services.
Okay.
Boom.
Providing you with
the idea in tipping is that, first of all, if you are getting your haircut, you building a relationship with somebody. If you are, it might be different for like your driver because that's an Uber situation, right? Now, it necessarily wasn't like that before, right? But if you have your favorite restaurant, for example, that you always go to, and you build a relationship with that waiter, they're taking care of you, and you're building a relationship, a friendship with them, and your masseuse, your people at the spa. If you always go to the same spa and get the same service, you have the same people, so you kind of giving that tip to them. A Chinese food man or not a Dunkin' Donuts, but any delivery that comes to even these apps, the apps are paying them. Now, it was your choice to take the app job or not.
Knowing that you may or may not get a tip.
Don't turn around and give me grief
because
I chose not to give you a tip. I don't feel like I should be giving you a tip. You know what I'm saying? What you literally picked it up and brought it to me, and there's a service that's paying for that. A lot of times we're even paying a delivery fee already.
Yes.
So the tip comes where? What part am I tipping you for? Your job that I paid a delivery fee was to go to point A, pick up, go to point B, and deliver. The food is sealed. It was already, it was packaged, sealed, the whole nine. All you did was physically lift it, put it in your mode of transportation, and then lift it again and take it to my door. I paid a delivery fee. So what part?
I don't know.
What part granted you? Now I'm sitting in a sit-down restaurant. The waiter's engaging. I did not like this. I didn't like this entree. Oh, don't worry about it. I'll take it off your bill. What else do you want? Here's another thing. They'll bring you a little something complimentary at the end. Or you know what? On me, here's a shot of the house.
Yeah.
Whatever. Has good conversation. Kept the food coming out. How's your food? You don't like it? Let me go
that restaurant that always bring us an extra shot.
No, I'm just saying. In
I know what you're
general.
saying. Yeah.
Now this person has earned
a tip.
Well,
of course, because they're literally your personal service provider. I would say. I don't want to say like your waiter. Well, yeah, they're your personal waiter. Like they're getting you what you want, and they're trying to make sure that person attend to your personal desires. And
now let me go back to the DoorDash person.
No, I don't think DoorDash. I think if I order pizza from Pizza Hut and Pizza Hut delivers it, that's a Pizza Hut driver.
There's a delivery charge on Pizza Hut.
He is getting paid, yeah.
And there is a delivery.
What about the Chinese restaurant?
And if that's probably an employee from the Chinese food place.
No, that is.
Or from the pizza shop. Sometimes the guy will go out on the run. It's a service that the pizza place is setting up as part of their thing.
You are right. This is crazy.
And you know what? And I've started exploring this even more and being revengeful on it. And I will be, and I started already doing it. I'm looking at every time I run my car and they flip that screen over, why is there a $2? I see the charge, I see the tax, and there's a $2. I know no explanation. Why is there a $2 charge?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at my item, I'm like, why is there a $2 charge? Like when I went to get a drink, it said $6.45. Mm-hmm. There was like a 50-something tax and a $2 charge. And I looked at the girl and I said, why is there a $2 charge?
That's crazy. And
she took it off.
No fucking
Because
way.
It was a motherfucking tip.
She added the tip?
Yes. Same thing with the cookie place. It adds, so that's why you saw me taking my time because I'm not doing that. And I ran back $0. Some of the remote control things
it's automatic,
and it defaults it to the middle one, not even the 18%.
Oh, have you seen? No,
it defaults it to the 20%.
Some of these start at 20% now, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. These tips are getting out of hand, and I have decided that I'm not tipping.
I'm not tipping everybody and their mother. No,
I feel
I'm
like we're
only
just
tipping
throwing
my
money away.
sit-down waiter staff,
Barber,
and my barber, and that's it.
The wax lady.
And the wax. That's spa services.
Same thing,
That's like barber.
Okay.
But that's it. I'm not tipping just to tip. Hell no.
I'm over it because it's like
Absolutely
just
not.
giving away my hard-earned money because you feel like you deserve something.
And then when you don't do it too, they have the audacity to get mad in front of you.
What?
And it's like, okay, what service are you providing that's outside of your scope? If your job is to run the ice cream shop and give me a cone and give it to me and then run me over, what part of that did you go beyond the expectation of your job description?
You saw that one with that chick where she said that all she had a taste for was a sweet cone,
right?
The waffle cone.
And the girl turned around and gave her the cone over the thing,
and then tried to charge her $1 for a $2.
Yeah.
And then she wanted, like, why am I tipping
and
you?
She said, no, she said, all you did was spin around and give me the there was no ice cream in it. They were literally like, here you go. I gave it to her and then rang her up for it at Ben & Jerry's.
That's crazy.
And then the girl, when she refused, caught it out, threw her arms up in the air and everything, and sucked her teeth.
That's crazy.
I wish a bitch.
I wouldn't go back to an establishment.
I would
like
get
that.
on that Twitter or X or whatever they're calling it, the twat or whatever, and start dear corporate. It is so disheartening. I just left your establishment located at
such and such.
I will carrying it up. Anyway, babe, this has been a really good conversation. Are there any more topics on the?
Any more topics on the agenda?
Do you?
No, I think that's everything that I just wanted to catch up on just the little things that I've been hearing and seeing, and just wanted to see what you felt and how you thought. That's it, and it was good to just get back.
It was good to get back.
To this conversation.
Let's keep doing it.
Let's do it, my love. And listen, I want to thank everybody for joining us again for another podcast. Of course, you can find us at www.jnhpodcast.com, or you can find us on the YouTube.
Yeah, we are on YouTube on the JNH Podcast.
Yes.
And we're streaming on every streaming service, including iHeartRadio.
Shout out to iHeart.
Hopefully,
please don't drop us.
I know the last one.
I'm so scared. I
don't know what came over me. We get an email.
That last podcast is gonna do it.
Am I gonna get an email?
I think that's
from the
gonna
last
be an
one.
email.
Why?
Because we went.
Because I said transpedestrians.
Okay, let's not.
But I've been cleaning it up.
Take us out.